So today we're going to step inside one of Japan's most important, yet, surprisingly overlooked spiritual centers. In this place, it's not just a temple. It's really a sprawling city of Zen, kind of hidden in plain sight right in Kyoto. Let's dive in and see what we can find.
Okay, to get a sense of just how massive this place is, think about this number. The Rinzai school of Zen Buddhism has about 5,600 temples spread all across Japan. Out of all of those, a truly staggering 3,350 of them belong to just one denomination.
And they are all governed from right here, from Myoshin-ji. So this one complex isn't just some headquarters, it's the beating heart of a huge network. It's so big and influential that the locals have a nickname for it: the Western Imperial Palace. Which of course brings us to the big question. How on earth did a single temple grow so big that it now has 46 subtemples? How did it become this self-sufficient world of its own? Well, the answers are hiding inside its walls, and it all starts with its most sacred treasures. All right, let's start right at the center of it all, inside the main Dharma Hall, which is called the Hato. This is where you'll find two of Japan's absolute greatest treasures, one for your eyes and one for your ears. So way up high on the ceiling, there's this masterpiece by the legendary artist Kano Tanyu. But here's the really mind-bending part about this cloud dragon. No matter where you stand in the hall, it feels like it's looking right at you. So how did he pull this off? Well, it's an absolutely brilliant trick of perspective. Even though it's painted on a totally flat ceiling, the circular frame makes it feel like you're looking up into a sphere. As you walk around, the dragon's eyes just seem to follow you everywhere. And get this, from one angle, it looks like it's coming down from the heavens. From another, it looks like it's flying back up. It's a totally living, breathing piece of art. And this is where it gets even cooler. To create this mythical beast, Tanyu didn't just pull it out of his imagination. He actually built it piece by piece from 7 different real-world animals. He took the jaws of a crocodile, the whiskers of a catfish, the antlers of a deer. He combined all these familiar things to create something completely out of this world. It's incredible. But believe it or not, the amazing stuff in this hall isn't just for your eyes. Resting right here is another national treasure, but it's one you don't see, you hear. This is one of Japan's oldest and most famous bronze bells, cast way, way back in the year 698. So what makes this bell so special? It's all about the sound. It rings at this perfect, pure tone known as ojikicho in ancient court music. The sound is so legendary, it was even written about in the famous 14th century classic, the Tsurazuragusa. Now, the original is kept safe, but thanks to recordings, we can still hear its incredibly deep, calming tone today. Okay, so you have a dragon that sees everything, and a bell with a perfect tone. These aren't just cool artifacts, They're symbols of something much deeper. To really get Myoshin-ji, you have to understand its rebellious soul. Back in medieval Japan, Zen temples kind of had 2 paths they could take. You had the Gozan, who were the establishment. They were backed by the shoguns, they were rich, powerful, and very political. But Myoshin-ji, they were part of the Rinka tradition, the outsiders. They said no to political power and focused on a much more simple, self-reliant practice, far away from all the politics. And boy, did they pay a price for that independent spirit. Even though it was founded by an emperor, its refusal to play ball with the shogun got it completely confiscated for 34 years. Then, after they finally got it back, it was burned to the ground during the massive Onin War. But just 10 years later, they rebuilt it again. Every single time it was knocked down, it just rose from the ashes even stronger. That's the resilient character that defines it to this day. And all of that resilience? Well, it fueled its growth. Over the centuries, Myoshin-ji just kept expanding into this amazing labyrinth we see today, a whole complex of 46 subtemples. And each one is like its own little world, and so many of them have these stunning gardens. First up, there's Taizoin. It's famous for holding one of Japan's most important ink paintings, the Hyoninzu. And it's basically a Zen riddle on paper. How do you catch a slippery catfish with a smooth gourd? That same questioning spirit is right there in its classic dry landscape garden, which is just a masterpiece of composition. But if you want to take a real journey through the Zen aesthetic, we have to visit Keishunin.
This one subtemple actually has 4 completely different gardens, and each one is designed to put you in a different state of mind.
The journey kicks off here, in the Garden of Purity. You've got this simple arrangement of rocks and white sand that's meant to look like a clear mountain stream. The whole idea is to kind of wash away all your worldly thoughts before you go any further.
From there, you get to the Garden of Contemplation. Now, these aren't just any rocks, they're old foundation stones that have been carefully placed to look like figures sitting in meditation. It's a space that's really designed for quiet focus. And then, you enter the main event, the Garden of Truth. See those big, clipped azalea bushes? They've been shaped to look like the full moon, which is this powerful Zen symbol for enlightenment and ultimate reality. Pretty cool, huh? And your journey through the gardens ends here at the Garden of Simplicity. This is a humble little tea garden that just embodies the spirit of wabi-sabi, that quiet appreciation for the beauty you find in simple, imperfect things. So, these gardens and these amazing halls, they aren't just relics of the past. Myoshin-ji is not a museum. It is a living, breathing center of Zen that's very much connected to our world today. So why does this all matter now? Because this world isn't sealed off. You can actually experience it yourself. You can go join public meditation sessions, try your hand at sutra copying, or even stay overnight at the temple. With schools, a university, and some incredible vegetarian food, it's a very active place of learning that's open to everybody. In the end, the story of Myoshin-ji is really one of resilience and relevance. It survived for centuries by staying true to its independent spirit while also finding new ways to share its wisdom with the world. So the real question isn't just how a temple became a city, but how, after all this time, it continues to offer a sense of stillness and peace in our pretty chaotic modern world.